Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin. That's it. That's it. Aha. I know why you're here. I know why you came to the show. Because you like to learn and get paid. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to my awesome learners alive, people that really want to strive and make it happen. May God bless everybody that's putting your best foot forward here and having a beautiful, beautiful day. Today is a lovely day, a blessed day, a gorgeous day. It's going to be awesome. It is. Today is going to be one of the greatest days of our lives because we're going to make sure it is. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifers Show, baby. Now bringing that music right where I want it here. The mixer, man, makes this thing so muddy. God bless everybody on the stream. Shout out to all my lovers of life. Can I get those likes up to the watchers? It is not easy going live every single day of the week. 7 days, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here and being awesome. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day, suited up and ready to rock in Bitcoin land. So right now, $107,000 Bitcoin seems to be so stable. They keep trying to break it below 106.8, 106.9, but they keep fighting, and we keep seeming to get back above 107,000. There's so much buy pressure. Every time they take it lower, it seems like we get fought higher. Also, BOOKMAP, as I've showed you for the last 3 days, has liquidations at $109,000. That's, and then this level here at 110, and we even have some levels there at 111,700. So when you look at what's happening here, you can see clearly. And do I have any water anywhere? I got some water. Thank you. You can see clearly, and thank you so much to the staff here at Crypto Lifer Studios. They're the best, the CLS. Come to the CLS, man. You'll love it. Crypto Lifer Studios. We're here every single day. The BDH got nothing on the CLS, man. I'm telling you right now. Now, just shout out to Patrick, man. God bless everybody out there. So we're battling 107,000. I sold my NASDAQ trade at the basically local top. We'll see if there's more to come from there as well and keep you guys situated and focused on what's happening. 107,000 Bitcoin, liquidation at 109K for the shorts. That's the most red we see. We usually go up to the most red. Tick size ripping, the granularity 0.01 on that tick size at 50. And this computer is handling the RAM like it's only got 64 gigs of RAM, not even all, 128. This thing is ripping, man. So anyway, shout out to anyone. If you ever want to get a mini computer, shout out to Mini's Forum. We should work together because I would promote the heck out of you guys. And it's awesome. Look, get this Mini's Forum. These computers are amazing at Mini's Forum. I just love these minis. I ended up getting an older version off Amazon. The newer ones are probably even nicer. This one right here, 64, the AIX1 Pro. I'm telling you right now, this thing will rip. You get that 96 RAM and the 2 terabyte, this thing will rip. Oh my gosh, it'll fly. I'm about to make this my new home computer right here. I know you think it's crazy. It does everything you need right there. You don't need a big old desktop anymore. This is it. It's amazing. Shout out to everybody here. Nice bounce for Bitcoin off 107,000. We're going to talk about it this morning. I went over the fact that the 5-minute was in a falling, basically kind of like a bear flag. It looked like it was going to drop to 106.6. We got to a level 106.8, and now we're struggling, seeing if we can get back into the moment here. We're going to give you your top-down analysis for Bitcoin. I'm going to see if there's an entry for me. I might even make a live trade. You never know. Shout out to a lot of crypto. Remember a lot more crypto? I got a lot of crypto, but I need a lot more. Whatever happened to a lot more crypto? We got so many people out there. And again, not financial advice. Nothing I say and do here should be taken as financial advice. This is just a picture of my life. I'm taking you through what it's like to be a trader every single day. You're living basically the reality TV show of a trader. You're seeing my ups, my downs, my wins, my losses, how I hang through the long term, how I fight through the ups and downs, and how no matter what, we show up every single day. May God bless every one of you for being amazing. You have no idea what it means to get support from you all. This is amazing. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. So much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. I will always be super grateful of the support and the love at any moment in time. So Bitcoin doing damage. And thank you, Sean. Appreciate that for sending that. My mom and dad. I really, that means the world to me. So yes. I grab an image here and throw it down. Call it the dove. All right, so we're going to get into Bitcoin. I'm going to do my top-down analysis for you. Just want to give my tribute to my mom and dad who have passed. I know most of you probably don't care. You just want the sauce, but hey, I got to pay homage to my mom and dad, right? So God bless everybody here. Fit and Daisy, man. My mom and dad, bro, they will be on my stream every day. I was traveling. I forgot to put that there to remind myself how much I love my parents. They deserve a spot on my stream every single day. That's my dad's nickname was Finn. My mom's nickname was Daisy. He was the four-leaf clover. She was the daisy, right? And together they made this beautiful banner. My team made that for me. Shout out to everybody here. 107,057 for Bitcoin. Let's do our top-down analysis. Start for the weekly and head on lower. This is what I do every single day to maintain, to make sure that everything I'm doing makes sense, and to make sure I'm not missing something. Sometimes I'll see something on the 5-minute that had I just seen it, a head and shoulder, a loss of a two to May, I would have avoided potential pitfalls. So if you know me, I'm overall more bullish on Bitcoin than bearish, right? Generally. But I'm also open-minded, and anything could happen. Right now, I see this as a bull flag that is now breaking the trend line. That was a trend line, and you broke above it on those candle bodies. And that tells me that we could continue further to the upside on the breakout for Bitcoin. So beautiful flag. This is also, need I dare say, savvy cup and handy to the upside. This is a cup and handle that could do some serious damage and continue further to about $141,000 BTC. So understand that there is definitely potential for massive movement to the upside here. If anyone's telling you they're overly bearish, I don't know. To me, it's all about 104,460. I've said it every single day. As long as we stay weekly candles close above that level, we have our ability to continue to push. Matter of fact, the fact that we lost it, got back above it, tells me that we're coming for the next resistance. Like when you lose support and regain it, I'd say 80% of the time you rip to the next resistance. So this tells me we're likely going to 109,000. We did tip out there at 108,452. It's the high, 108,272. But I believe we could continue further to the upside here for Bitcoin. So this is what I'm looking at. These are the facts. And the weekly looks good to me so far. Yeah, we close a weekly candle below 104,460. I changed my tune because you're back below support again. All right. Remember, that's important. See, when I was a young trader, beginning trader, and my mentor would talk about a weekly level, and he'd be like on it, and then he'd be off of it the second. And I'd be like, what is this guy doing? Is he flip-flopping? Because when you're a beginning trader, experienced traders look like flip-floppers to you because you can't move as fast as them. You don't understand that it's not long or short every 5 seconds. It actually could change. If the next 10 minutes we lose a key support, we have to start looking for where we're going lower. If the next 10 minutes we gain a key resistance, get above it, we have to start looking for our next resistance to break through. See, this guy just said, I'm feeling bearish. That's the worst thing you could do is feel anything. Emotions are horrible in trading. What do the charts say? Back test and give yourself data. What does the probabilities tell you? As I told my students, I don't know what's going to happen. I just know the best probabilities that I've back tested over time, and I know how to react to those probabilities. I don't know if we're going to pump or dump today. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say that every single day. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have no clue where Bitcoin's going today. I don't. But I know if I pay attention, if I stay disciplined, if I watch the charts and I do what I do every single day, I'm going to have a really dang good chance of making some money on it though. Right? So it's not about being the know-it-all. It's about knowing what to do when the time comes. All right? I feel nothing 100%. And the only sad thing is once you really get amazing as a trader, you'll make tons of money and not even care. Yeah, I'll make 40 grand a day and be like, it's just another day. Because you can't get emotional about the wins. You can't get emotional about the losses. You become numb to the ups and downs of life. You used to get really excited over smaller things or just, I made some money. Again, making money's fun. It gives you the adrenaline rush, but when you do it over and over again, eventually it's about energy. You're chasing vibration. You're chasing energy. You're chasing how to keep yourself in the best frequency possible. All right? So bang. He said your key support is monthly open. Yeah, exactly. Very similar. Monthly open basically opened at 104,591. Yeah, it's very, very close area, which gives it even more, substantiability, more substantiality. It's more substantial. Definitely something you should pay more attention to now because another level that matters is now added to the table, a monthly level. So we're watching this flag here, and it suggests that we may continue to the upside. In my mind, we were range bound. Top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range. We're headed back to the top of the range. I see us going to 111,640. Maybe we come all the way back down to 105 again. That would be awesome. Get people really freaked out. That movement would be awesome. It would be good volatility for us. All right. Must be numb like a robot. A bot executes on key criteria, no matter what. That's how we have to be. You have to trade like a bot. You can't be trading on how you feel, think, or go up and down. Today is the 8th day. Last 7 days, you were today. Let's see, you were looking upside down. How was I terribly wrong the last 7 days? I made a bunch of money the last days. I wasn't wrong. That's crazy. You're nuts. Yesterday we called. Actually, the last 8. I could prove to you the last few days I've been spot on. Anyway, I can't even. Insane. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Yeah. Wow, my mom and dad, man. Blessings on blessings. God bless everybody. Fire Powell, get that rate cut and explode the market. I know, right? Get that guy out of here. He's definitely a rhino. You know, he must be numb like a robot, 100%. Exactly. Chasing freedom. Yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. You people are awesome. Blessings on blessings to be alive. Oh, that's the one thing I did. Check the sync. How is the sync? Is the sync on? 100% on? Should be spot on right now, right? I never double checked it though. Looks pretty good to me. I could usually tell if there's a lag, but you never know. Looks pretty spot on to me. You guys tell me. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. So I like the 5-day chart. Don't lie, Sammy. You still get drunk off gains. Yo, I do when it's a lot of money. But it doesn't last as long as it used to. I agree that the group trades have been... Oh, that's so crazy. The group trades have been shaky at best. I've been making money in front of you all. Like the whole week. We called the Monday top last week at 108. Sold the exact top. Exact top. Like exactly. Price actually started to come on down. We found the bottom. We found the exact bottom for Bitcoin as it ripped back to the upside. All right. And then I called out this right shoulder before it happened. I said, watch for this right shoulder. So I don't know how I've been shaky. I called out this right shoulder before it even happened. I said, look for the right shoulder. It's all proven. Anyway, I shouldn't even listen to the trolls. It made the right shoulder. It broke to the upside. If you listened to me, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Then yesterday we waited for the 1 hour time frame. I can prove that my calls have been spot on. This point, and then yesterday I said to wait, not to get into price after we sold the top again, because we wanted to see price action make a flag on the 1 minute time frame. I told you to wait right here. I told you to sell right here and wait. I drew this and did this. Before it even happened, I did it. And I said, wait for the 21 to touch. That's when we're going to enter. And when the 21 touched, we entered, and then we made gains. So I have no idea what you're talking about. You sound like a complete clown. Anyway, moving forward. God bless you all. 104.17. Let's continue my top-down analysis here, which I'm getting distracted by nonsense right now. People that don't make any money and talk about nonsense. You know what I mean? Brokies out here complaining. Yeah. He been banging on. Yep. Exactly. They must be new around here. Yeah. They just didn't know. I bought a $19,000 Bitcoin, $84,000 Bitcoin in front of the world. Called Bitcoin lows and highs. I was into Bitcoin at $1,000. I called 27,000 when Bitcoin was 6K. I called cake at 60 cents, went to $44. I was in Cardano at 2 cents. Dang, man, we found Atom when it was like under $1. You know, 100x Bitcoin too. Like, so crazy, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Spread the love and be awesome. Yeah. Let me finish my top-down analysis here, as I was so rudely interrupted. No, but it does look bullish here as we got back above 100,000. Now you're looking for an inverted head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder for the move to the upside. See? When this makes the inverted head and shoulder and breaks, you'll tell me I was wrong, right? So crazy. Anyway, God bless all the people that love me and are awesome and pay attention. Just keep paying attention. I've been doing this for 20 years. And of course, I'm not going to be right 100% of the time. It's not going to happen. But I've been dang accurate since Monday, so it doesn't make no sense to me. We also called the NASDAQ perfectly, sold the top today. I am 9 for 11. I've lost 2 trades on the NASDAQ out of 12 trades. I'm 10 for 12 on the NASDAQ, and I've shown every single trade I put out on the NASDAQ. Every single time. I've only lost 2 trades. So I don't know. If you traded the NASDAQ with me, I gave you a perfect NASDAQ trade, did not hit the stop loss. It's all documented in the Discord. I don't even have to, enough is enough. It's insane. Anyway, so the weekly looks good to me. We're above a 104,463, and I like what we're seeing. I like where we could be going, all right? These are key levels that are great. So now we move to the 5-day. 5-day look good. We move to the 3-day. The 3-day's inside of a bull pennant, right? Looks, I would even call that a symmetrical triangle. It looks more like a bull pennant to me. That's a bull pennant. All right, bull pennants break out, and that the length of the wick to wick is the algorithm move. That says you can go to 144,000, 144K, $144,000, right? New moon vibes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sammy. The repetition is life-changing over and over again. Yeah. Spend less time talking about your previous trade. You guys are crazy. This is a range. Yep, I'm still learning. Exactly. We watched this on the 3-day chart going all the way up to $144,000, 293. That's the target for Bitcoin. As long as you stay inside this flag, and maybe they wick it one more time because they've been having fun doing that, but that was really the liquidation, I feel like. Anyone that thought they could take this trade to the upside. We gave you the trade after that right there on the 3-day chart. I have the chart. I have the trade, actually. Let me go prove you. It's actually still open right now, the 3-day chart trade that I gave you. And I said, I really want to document this. I want you to remember I wrote BTC 3-day, right? This trade's still open, so. But right here, I gave this trade right there at 624 at 1040 in the morning on the live stream. All right, I said, guys, look, if you get in right here, you're likely going to get paid. That was 104.4. You're up almost $300,000 and actually went to 108 at one point. So that trade was beautiful. No stop loss got hit in that trade. You put 100x leverage and tons of money. You would have made a boatload of money on that trade. Again, whatever you want to do, I don't, you don't have to leverage trade at all. I'm just teaching you. That was the sauce right there. All right, that was the sauce. Anyway, so we're at the top of the range. Do we come back down to the bottom of the range first? It's possible. I like how we're holding 107,000 though, and we just missed a bit of a scalp off 106.82 that I probably could have jumped in on. Let's move down to the daily time frame and see what's happening to the daily. The daily, I'm not in love with the market structure, right? It looks so much better on the 3-day chart. The 3-day looks beautiful. The daily's more like a bull flag kind of, right? And you could say it's hitting like the top of the range right now. And it could end up all the way back down at the bottom of the range, 109,000, 100,900. I mean, you know what I mean? So it just, the daily looks a bit sketchy. Shoulder, head, could it make a right shoulder? It's getting into the overbought region, but it could pump on the MACD. The 12-hour, the 22, both getting a little overbought as well. The 8-hour. And again, when you look at this, you're away from the 21-day moving average on the 8-hour. 90% of the time, I'd say you're going to come back to that 21-day moving average. Even if you're bullish, you're going to have to come back to that 21. Maybe we're making some type of pattern like this, and we're going to come back to the bottom of that trend line, right? Something like this and get tight. The 8-hour doesn't look amazing. It does have some support at 106,330, but it doesn't look amazing, right? Right now, it's at the top of a range, possibly tweezer topping. Okay. We go to the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour showing signs of life with a big green wick to the upside now. I will tell you one thing that I've done many, many times in my life. All right? You just open along right here with a stop below the 200 moving average, and you just let it sit. These good odds that you win the trade, because the 4-hour being above the 200, look, had you done, and I'll backtest it for you on multiple, I could sit here for an hour right now. It would take me an hour to really show you. But here, had you bought the 4-hour when it got above the 200 moving average, a little dip there, but really, like, that would have launched you to the upside in a massive way. We could be doing the exact same thing here. 21 curving, getting that chop. 21 curving, getting that chop. This is starting to begin that next leg up. Legs start when you break above the 200 moving average. Right here, had you waited for one 4-hour candle to close above the 200 and got in, yes, it dipped, but it never lost the 200. Another huge rip to the upside, right? And again, had you waited right here for the 4-hour, fine. First, you might have been, we were there, and then they stopped you out. You get back in. You got to be like a bot and take the trade. Right there would have been a beautiful pump. Right there, just enough of a pump. And if you're moving your stop loss to break even, the second you're up $400 or $500 or even up a few percentages, you're going to be in position. All right. Here it is again, above the 200 moving average in the 4-hour. 21 needs to be touching price when it happens. Huge move to the upside. Look at that, was a massive one. Again, 4-hour got above the 200, massive move. Again, 4-hour got above the 200, massive move. Again, 4-hour got above the 200, massive move. Again, 400 got above the 200, massive move. Again, 400 got above the 200, nice move. Nice move. A little bit of a scalp there. And then when you're in a downtrend, even in a bear market downtrend, 4 hour got above, massive move to the upside. Massive move there, massive move. You can clearly see 90% of the move above the 4 hour 200 moving average created a gain. So if I go in right now for 1,000 for 6,000 or 2,000 for 6,000, you know, whatever it is, and I lose $2,000, I won't care at all because I did exactly what I'm supposed to do based off of reality on the charts. Bitcoin bouncing strong. Let's take a look here. And now look, it's back inside the pattern. And I said this, I said, if Bitcoin gets back inside the pattern, I will entertain along here, right? Because I do see it probably making some type of right shoulder now. Like that is the head, shoulder, bit of a head, possible right shoulders, and then a breakout. But it looks like it could almost just continue to moon. Just be careful chasing on a Thursday. Wow, we've been ripping now. Almost too fast for me to catch. What did we bounce off? The 15-minute 200 moving average. My go-to. I talk about this all the time. Just the other day, I used this. Remember, I used this on stream. I wish I had seen it. I would have longed right there. I just, I was going over other bigger time frames. But had I bet on that 15 right as this happened, you know me. Remember the other day, I legendary called this long off the 15 200 moving average, like a long just like this. It was about 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you remember. I was on stream. Anyone really actually remember that moment? Because I do. I on stream called the 15-minute bounce like a legend. We got it. Turned into a beautiful trade. So bouncing off the 200 moving average can produce massive gains, as you can see right here. And this is why I use the 200 to do almost everything. My stop losses are below it. My entries are near it. The 21, the 200, I'm always using the 200 moving average and the 21 in conjunction with each other over and over and over again. It's a consistency. It never stops. It's a moving algorithm that never ends over and over again. Once you understand what's happening, you can really put two and two together and begin to become amazing at trading, right? Trading is about probabilities. It's about understanding, backtesting, and researching. I've done all the research in the backtest. Now I'm free to trade, you see? Everyone else wants to dive in without doing the work. They want an indicator. They want ChatGPT. They want free. It doesn't work like that because your emotions will eventually not trust what you're seeing and you won't be able to handle it. You need to understand it yourself so you can trust your emotions. So everyone thinks these free indicators are going to help them, but one day you're not going to trust it. You're going to question things, and that's when things get crazy. But if you know what I know, and you've backtested the 21 like I do, you won't have anything to kind of get in your head. You'll know exactly what you need to know, and you'll be able to execute at a high level. Yeah. A lot of people disappear, man. They're not here forever, bro. They're not the lifer. That's what happened. All right? They didn't make it. He did something weird, too. People have strange visions and plans. They don't live by God's rules, man. They live by their greed. I live by God's rules. As God is my witness, if God says it ain't happening, I ain't doing that. If you ain't a godly person, it's unlikely we're going to be really, really... Yeah, I can't say that because I love everybody, but... Wow, massive short squeeze here to the upside for Bitcoin. Massive short squeeze. And it came off the 15-minute 200 moving average bounce. I wish I had seen it. I've traded it many times and even had divergence on the RSI. Someone asked they want to learn about the RSI today. We're going to spend some time on it, but about 11:15. So stay tuned for a little later. We're going to break it down. Now, I can't be chasing a green candle like that, right? The time to get in was there. If you're emotionally feeling you have to get in, you're messing up right now. 100%. You got to just take a chill pill and relax. You cannot chase. All right. 21 getting ready to cross to the 4-hour time frame. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. But it looks like if things are going to go in our favor, we're going to come up, hang out, and then we're going to make some type of right shouldering here. We're going to flag out, and possibly by tonight, in about 6 to 8 hours, we're going to have a beautiful entry here for Bitcoin. Don't get, crazy chasing green candles. And again, could it just continue to rip all the way to the upside? It very well may. Could we just fly all the way to 109? It could happen. It's very unlikely. If it takes everything I own in my life. Yeah, where's that guy that was short? Remember the guy that said to go short and he told me I was off? Where's that guy at? Where's that guy at now? Where's he at? Where's he at? What happened? It's so funny. People get to throw tomatoes at me and disappear. I stay here every day. I don't go nowhere. It's so funny, man. Like, it's easy to throw shots and dip off, right? From your computer at home, man. They literally turtle soup me. I had my stop at 106.8 and they got me before ripping it back up. Why wouldn't you put your stop below the 200 moving average on the 15? You slipping, dude. Yeah, you got to use the 15-minute 200 MA. You didn't learn my lesson. You didn't learn my strategies, brother. come to my stream, start paying attention, you would have had your stop loss below this 200 moving average on the 15 because you would have known how powerful the 15-200 was. Although 200 on any time frame, really. And you'd be in the gains right now. All right. My style, yeah, you can't use a number like 1068. Everyone's going to be at 1068, dude. Use the psychology. They love the 8s. I teach all my students the 8s. Remember 19,008, 21,008? I told you about them 800s. It's a key level. They love tapping the 8s. And so you've got to keep your stop loss below the 200 moving average, not below a number. See, everyone picks a number. I don't care about the number. I care about where I'm at as opposed to the indicator. You see? When I started indicator trading and not number trading. See, before I'd set up a trade. I didn't know the 200 moving average, so let's take it off. I didn't know anything about it. I would have said, oh, that bounced off support. That's support there. And, I should have kept my stop loss below support. You would have done that. You would have got hit off at 106.831 because you would have thought support would hold. Had you used the 200, you would have been right here. And you would not have been stopped out. All right. Remember yesterday I called that reversal? That played out. It ended up bang. Remember the call I had yesterday when I called the 3-minute 200 moving average? That was beautiful. We got the bounce from there. Look at it was right here. I got in right there. Remember? We got a bounce all the way back to 17456. I ended up winning that trade. Unbelievable, right? Remember that one? That was yesterday. I called you out right here. And we longed like a legend. Technically, had you held that, right, it went all the way to 108,198 from 169. So still a beautiful trade to the upside there too as well. All right. All right. BTCC. This has been around a long time. So this ripped. When we got here, I moved my stop loss right to there. When they dolphin dipped it, I sold right there. All right. I sold right there. So now we got, what, 6,400. Let's take a look here. I've taken $2,000 to $4,000 trading the NASDAQ. All right. It took me about, I'd say, 2 weeks to double my money. I was persistent and consistent, and I didn't over leverage myself or over risk myself. And I turned 2,000. I put another 2,500 in there, so that's why it says 6484. But let me actually transfer out. Let me transfer wallet to account. No, from futures to wallet, right? Because I should just have $4,000 in there. So 284, 2484, right? Yeah. Because I want to do this right. I've taken 2,000, turned it into $4,000. I doubled the account. Had it been $100,000, I would have made 100. Had it been $1 million, I would have made $1 million. Right? And I'm not trading the NASDAQ right now, but we'll be up to date with it and we'll teach you. And so I sold the NASDAQ and I nailed it again on a beautiful trade. I took this flag and it broke out beautifully to the upside, right? Actually, no, wait, the 5-minute flag, sorry. This flag here, sorry. I got confused for a split second. They look similar. It was this flag I gave to the trading group last night. I said I'm long NASDAQ. Measured move is basically the base of this here. And I go 70% of the measured move. I call it trading cute. I always get a little early. And once I was up huge, I just moved my stop loss right to there. They got me on these wicks, but I took my money. So I'm teaching people how to trade the NASDAQ very nicely and smoothly. We're 10 for 12 on trading the NASDAQ. I lost 2 trades. And I turned $2,000 into $4,000. I'm not trying to be a big shot. I'm not trying to talk about the money. I'm trying to talk about the technique here. All right? The money means nothing to me. It means nothing. I don't care about money. It means nothing to me. It's about frequency, it's about energy, and it's about life. Money is simply just energy. Once you harness your frequency, money will fly to you. It'll follow you around. Once you work harder than everybody else, you're going to get paid more than everybody else in your industry. It's very simple. Pick an industry, see how much people are working in it, and work more than them. Okay? Get more market share than they are. Get more money than they got. Okay? And then take over your industry. It's very simple. Just like I took over crypto, man. Right? They know my name now. Everybody knows my name. From Crypto Banter all the way down the line. It doesn't matter who you are. You know who I am. You know who the lifers. You can claim you don't, but you know. And I got connects all around the industry, man. I'm cool with Crypto Jab. I'm cool with Scott Melker. I'm cool with Crypto Face. I'm cool with a lot of people, man. Gary Cordone's my buddy. A lot of good people in the space are good to me. They respect hard work. People respect hard work, right? You got nothing to say when you work hard as me. People just want to be around you. That's it. They want to be around people that move. They want to be around people that grind. Nobody wants to be around a schlub, man. Nobody. Remember that. Become useful to others. I'm useful. Make sure you're useful. I want people to use me. You know what I'm saying? Like, always show stats there so it doesn't disappear. Anyway, that could break out nicely after the wick to the downside there. We could see a nice move with the NASDAQ. I may set up for another trade here on the 30-minute time frame on the nasty Nas. Bitcoin, back into what we're seeing here for BTC. All right. So we got the move. Nice little short squeeze on a low liquidity Thursday, but is it sustainable? Is it what we're looking for? And honestly, I could have scalped that had I been paying attention and not doing the 3-day. But the top-down analysis is just as important as me gaining my gains, so it's okay. And we're in good shape right now. 107,650 for Bitcoin, and back above the 5-minute 200 moving average. I've seen some crazy stuff happen there. I wouldn't be surprised if we just kind of hang out sideways though for the rest of the day. I'm not expecting a massive move out, but anything is possible. The 1 hour looks beautiful, like it could just. What if the 1 hour decides it's just gonna rip? Interesting. See how the Stokes are turning up on the 1 hour? That's very interesting. We also have a bit of hidden bullish divergence, right? Like that's that's to the downside, but that's to the upside. I mean, that tells you you're gonna break these highs before you break that low. And then if you pull a Fibonacci from that low to that high there, you're definitely bouncing off the 0.618 golden pocket, which was also the 15. So your golden pocket, your 200 moving average, your low Stokes with the stochastics RSI, that's called confluence, combined influence, multiple things that show you what's happening at once. All right. Exactly. It's okay for people. Yeah. Sammy, check S&P. Sammy, check the 1 minute. The setup is cooking and waiting. No, the difference between me and BitBoy in 2021 is my mother and father died in my face. My mom died while she was talking to me on Thanksgiving and humbled me beyond belief. So I don't think I'm ever going to think money is important. I'm never going to act like, look at me. You're not going to see me walking around in Gucci suits, running around. It's not going to happen. God bless everybody. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not going to be doing that. All right, I just want to make that very, very clear. I'm going to be gardening with my kids. I'm going to be talking about going to see sunsets with your family. That's a flex. I'm going to be teaching you how to become good mothers, good fathers, and to create great families. And that's it, right? Yeah. So God bless everybody here on the live. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to teach you how to get rich and not get crazy with the money. We're going to teach you how to reset your frequency and always stay aligned. That's what this channel is about. It's about getting rich and not feeling like you're better than everybody else. Getting rich the right way. There's a right way to get rich and a wrong way to get rich. And we're going to teach you the right way to get rich. Seriously. You know, giving back, working out every day, working on your frequency more than you are. That's as important as the money. Because if you lose who you are and you don't have a sense of self, the money has stolen from you then. And if money steals from you, then it's not what you want. So, wow, look at the 1 minute. Looks like it's going to break out of this little flag to the upside and boom all the way to 108,322. What if they just rip this thing all the way? Look, there's my model. Buy when you cross the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. Gone. I don't love it on a Thursday, but if that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday night, I'm in there like swimwear, man. Sam is such a genuine guy, so rare. God bless Garden. Thank you. Yeah, so grateful to be here. This is life-changing. I won't let the fame get to my head. I went to Vegas. Multiple people asked for, a picture with me. They wanted to hang out. I felt somewhat famous, but I told myself, don't let this get to your head, man. Your kids and your wife and your family is everything. And that's why I don't drink, too. I didn't go to Vegas and order a bunch of drinks and get drunk. And I don't do that, And they were offering you free drinks every 5 seconds, right? Hey. I actually spent $3,000 on an open bar for my party, even though, because I knew people aren't going to be as disciplined as me, and I'm not going to force everybody to be that way, And it was a great time, right? And I had salsa water the whole time and tipped the waitress, and then people call me crazy names and say, hey, they don't even know me. They don't even know who I am. They watch me for a couple hours. I say 2 things, and they judge me for forever, man. It's okay. That's what I get. I'm in the public eye. It's okay. I understand. Not everyone's going to get to know the real Sam. They're going to decide who I am, and I'm not going to be able to change that, right? And remember that about people in life. You're not going to be able to change what people think about you. What you can change is how you think about yourself and how you think about others and how you think about the world. That's what you can change, I heard you have a frog. We do have a frog in the Discord. His name is Frogalito. No, we're watching this flag here on the 1 minute time frame. That looks like it could possibly be a nice scalp. Makes me want to jump into BitDinex right there and get that scalp cooking, but possible double top at 107.7. I wouldn't be chasing. What I'd like to see is the 4 hours keep above the 200 moving average, though. That's really preferable. So there was a live trade here that they could have made. The bounce off the 15-minute 200 scalp to 107.8, 107.7. So be it. It is what it is. But can the 4 hour hang out? You know, one of two ideas. Like, are we going to dump back to the 21? Are we going to stay inside the flag? It's looking pretty nice. And do we have some strong support and resistance? We kind of do here. Because look, resistance, bounce. Bit of swag there, almost hit that at level, and then we're bouncing there. So that is definitely a key level to watch, and it looks like we could hold it. Basically, 107,000 is just very strong. They tried to break it today twice at 106.8, 106.750, and just didn't seem like it was going to stick. So now, and look at that bounce on the 4 hour time frame. That's tweezer bouncing too, you know. So I'm watching the 4 hour, right? I'm watching it basically in this flag, sideways flag. And it looks like it's going to make a flag and pump. Bitcoin did this last time, right here. It started, and I said the same thing. If you go back in time, we were right here. We had pumped. This is exactly where we are right now. We're above the 200, but we're away for the 21. And I said, look, let this pan out. I said it could take some time. I said, give it some time. You got to have the patience. I was like, but this is going to interact with the 21 when it cracks the 21. I said, if we can stay inside this pattern while the 21 comes, we're going to get ourselves a beautiful entry. I went over this for the whole group. We projected it before it happened, and then we executed it as it happened. Okay? It was unbelievable, right? So let's watch what happened here to that last one. It took its time. It double bottomed off the 200 moving average, and then this thing was gone. You would have had to, redefine your patterns. Nothing is perfect. This universe is not perfect, right? It doesn't follow exact suits. It rhymes. We always say, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes, right? You will see some similar situations. So that told me we were going to rip. You're on the 21 above the 200, 50 crossing, at the point of control. You go all in on that with everything you own. And you put a stop right below the 200 moving average. That's it. To me, that's the best trade in the game. There's no better trade. I backtested it for years. There's no better trade than that. And lo and behold, we are blessed to be at the exact same place right now on a beautiful Thursday. And so to me, I'm starting to gear up for what could be the next big pump for Bitcoin. And I can see the exact entry. And I got to be spot on to nail it. I got to project. Now, let me explain how I actually how I make money in the markets. Because I don't think everybody actually realizes what's happening here on the stream or what I do for a living. I think they do, but they don't actually know. They just say, oh yeah, he's a trader. Okay? So what I did is I backtested this stuff for years. So now I know what's likely going to happen with about 80 to 90% accuracy based on some indicators. They go up and down. It goes up to 90 if the indicators are a little more perfect. But I've got about an 80% accuracy with my calls, right? You can even ask people, how good are my calls? Let's see, I'll get chewed up right now. There's 1,587 people here. How good are my calls? Right? How good are my calls? I'll even do a poll, right? We'll start a poll. How accurate am I? In the last 4 years, right? How accurate have I been with my Bitcoin calls? From what you remember, Are we 90%? That's bold, right? Are we 80%? Are we 60%? Are we 30%? Let me know. How accurate am I with the Bitcoin calls in the last 4 years? Answer the poll right there. Let me know. I'll be shredded up by the public right now. We have 1,600 people here. They're going to say whatever they want. I'm open here. I've been out every single day, so they're going to put me to the test. All right? And we're going to get back to that poll soon and see what people said. It is really up to them. So you're going to hear what the world says about me. 1,600 people is a lot of people. That's a good data set on the internet. It just randomly come in and out. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. I'm excited to put myself on the chopping block. I love that. It's a risk, right? I like taking risks. I might get pounded here. They might say, you're the worst trader we've ever heard. Get out, get lost. Hey, whatever they tell me, I got to hear it, right? Because that's the facts. That's what the people say. That's a good set of data sets, so I would listen. So here, the 1 hour time frame looks like it wants to rip. The stochastics RSI want to rip to the upside. I told you at 11:15, we're going to break down the stochastics RSI. We'll probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes on them for you. Really explain how I use them, what's going on, how I'm so accurate with them, and why. All right, because there's a reason, there's something going on there that's going down, right? Dizzy, that's why there's not a 100% option. You pencil, you got. No, I can't be 100%. I could never claim 100% accuracy. I just couldn't. 99.9, you guys are crazy, man. Right? So here, tighter in the zone. We're looking for this to kind of project further to the sideways price action. That would also help the 4 hour. 1 4 hour, 2 4 hour, 3 4 hour. Could be 16 hours, right? Sideways price action. Stochastics RSI could align or something. And, you know, again, maybe we just rip. There's a chance we just go out of nowhere, just unlikely. The stochastics RSI say yes, though. When they look that aggressive and they're turning up like that, I do get some FOMO. A lot of times that gives stochastics are what gives me FOMO. When I see stochastics telling me we're about to take a pretty big pump, bang, we could pump to the upside, right? Babe Ruth, great, exactly. Sam knows trading, 100%. We know that in the futures, banks and hedge funds, etc., are the ones that rule, 100%. I've been batting 72% this month. I actually did what Sammy did. I'd be in the gains, 100%. Bot just went long at 107.5. Really? I didn't get your bot did, or you have a different bot than me, Gaddafi? Topped out all sideways price action. That's all. Sorry, you're funny, man. I love y'all. Let's take a look here. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's a template. I was about to be like, whoa. Let's take a look here. You have unsaved changes. Oh, so we'll just hit save. I don't know what I did, but this is the bot here. Someone said it entered it long. I don't think so. The last time the bot it exited the long there at 105, or 107.462. It got in at 105.2. It missed this bottom. I don't know why it didn't. It usually catches the bottom. I don't know why it didn't call out 98,000 there. It more than one. It almost always caught this perfect bottom. Sold that top there. Sold that there. But the bot's doing great. I can't complain. It's been doing wonders. It's been hanging out. So bang, how accurate am I with the Bitcoin calls? So we have 35% of the people say I'm 90%. 40% say I'm 80%. 16% say 16 and 9%. So yeah, I mean, you can see I'm clearly the 80 to 90. Even the fact, if you went live every single day for the last 1,600 days and 80 to 90%, you know, most of the people gave you 80 to 90. I mean, that's an honorable move right there. God bless you all. That's very nice. And we're not done yet. We'll see where it ends up. Okay. And I am a very humble person. I'm just very confident. You can be humble and confident at the same time. It just, you know what's sad is when people have low self-esteem and you have a lot of confidence, they think you're not humble because they don't understand what it's like to move with power, to move with grace, to understand who you are internally, right? So they're so insecure about themselves that when you move with confidence and grace, they think you're pompous. When you talk with you know, with direct energy, you know exactly what you're saying and why. They think you're pompous because they don't have that confidence in them. So your confidence makes them feel uncomfortable. So do not worry. You're going to get attacked when you get to your highest self. They're going to call you. They're going to say you're not humble. They're going to say you're a horrible person. They're going to talk so much ish on your name when you get to the top or even close to the top, even just kind of touch the top. They're going to come for you. They're going to call you names. You know how many people try to take me down every day? We show up more than they do, taking me down. So eventually we just win. Okay. For me, you were 84% right in the trades. I did write them up. Thank you. So look, he actually, he documented it. Lottie Crypto, right? So surgical with it, Tom Brady with it, 100%. I thought of Tom Brady as I was saying that. Keep speaking facts, Mr. Price. Life's lessons with Mentor Sammy. I want to take you guys to the top. I want you guys to become multimillionaires, the top of your field, the top of your game. No one better than you. That's who I want you to be. I want you to be the best. When I'm dead and gone, because I'm not going to be here forever. There's people way younger than me here right now. When I'm 80, you're going to be, hopefully 50. There's some 15-year-old kids here, right? But the whole point is, man, I want you to become amazing. And I'm teaching you what's going to happen to you when you hit these levels. I'm showing you what's happening to me so you can understand it. Let me be your grace, your guiding grace, There's no room for hate in my heart. Shout out to Inner Circle Gangster. You can't hate anything because if you hate something, it's a part of your frequency. I've learned that. Even being mad, upset with anybody, it's a low frequency behavior. Always let yourself be free. Say your piece if you have to and be free. Eat them up with the Life for Mystics. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Nate Sansbury in the house. Nate, I love you, brother. Thank you. It's lonely at the top. The good friends will be there with you. It really is lonely at the top. Because not everyone's going to love you when you make it to the top, everybody. There are 90. Look at, if there's, oh, wow. Look at this the 3 minute. Might get the bounce here. Where's my BitTinex account when I need it? I got to sign into, I signed out of it twice. And you got to sign it with your phone and just, And I didn't sign in this morning. And I should be. I love BitTinex, by the way. I'm FOMOing right now. So I hope you have a chance to use your BitTinex account right now. I can, but it will take some another stream. I'll have to log in and do all that. I don't know if I want to go through all that right now. Okay. Funny, ugly little range here that we're building, but hey, I'll take it. Oh, we did get the 3 minute. Oh, so I check it and hit save, and now I add it. See what I just did there? You want to add a time frame? Go here. Go to the edit button, click on the time frame you want. I'm not going to be trading the 3 month, but look, that would be actually pretty interesting. Let's look at the 3 month. Look at Bitcoin on the 3 month. It just looks amazing. It just never ends. From January of 2028, it just... Let's get back to that 3 minute. Okay, yeah, it did not bounce. It got me a little excited that it was going to make a move back above that 200 moving average. It is touching the 21. See, this you would expect a bit of a bounce here off the 21 back into the magic hour there. But action Jackson. I don't know why I said that. I just did. So can we hit the 21 and bounce? I got to look at the stochastics RSI. It's almost 11:15. I'll be able to teach you as much as I can about the stochastics RSI. I can't wait. Somebody asked today on the stream. I said I'll do it for you. He said, Lifer, could you take some time to teach me the stochastics today? I said, that guy looks like he really needs it. He's asking for it. And I got to answer the call for God, and I got to help that guy. So today on the live, I will spend about 10 minutes breaking down the stochastics RSI. How I use it, why I use it, how it's intricate, the different type of indicator I use with it. Mine's slightly different than the one you get generically. And just how I tweak it and why. I like this move here to the upside. It's calling my name. It's calling my name here. I believe I'm going to take this trade. We're going to go to 108, 160. I just almost don't even have the time. It is Thursday, though. Thursday can be garbage. I know what somebody said. I get it. Yeah, I'll make a call on the live stream. I get it. Remember that guy said your calls have been shaky at best? He's correct if you came to the live. Right? Yesterday I lost $178 in the live, but I was already up $1,500. I had sold $1,500 from the night before. If you're not in the trading group and you just watch some of my live trades, fine. You might say that, but you got to watch me for 24 hours. Some days I'm making $5,000 that day and I lost one trade for $200 in the live stream. People are like, oh, you suck as a trader. It's but you didn't watch me make $5,000 though. Anyway, I don't even have to, I don't have to. It just, it's happened to me many times actually. Probably about, in the last few months, there's been about 40 days where I lost the trade on the live, but I was up huge on the day. Right? I was just actually scalping at the end. I was like, I'm up $3,000. I'm going to take $400 to try to make another. And then I get hit off for 200 or something, And I covered and people are like, oh, you lost the trade. And I was like, well, I was really just going for extra risk at the top of the line. I knew, because every once in a while they do pump that extra risk. And so I might as well just kind of take a shot. And it doesn't mean I give, I'm very smart about it. If I make $3,000, I have a rule, not a new rule, but a rule that I just follow. If I make $3,000, and let me actually get back into this trade here while I'm running my mouth with you. But I just love talking to you. I love you. I appreciate you. You're awesome. And it's good to be here with you guys. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have y'all. I don't know what I'd be doing with my life. Honestly, I have no clue. All I know is I am here right now and I created this life. I can't explain anything else. All I know is I'm going to keep doing what I do because it's been working for me. It's given me peace in my heart and peace in my soul and helping others. And so if that is my calling, then I'm going to continue to do so. I love this YouTube life. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for being here. Like, tears of gratitude, everyone. I'm in a very, very emotional state recently because I bought a dream house of mine that I always wanted. And I'm not trying to brag. I don't know how I can do this without you guys getting mad at me, but I want to share my life. Every time I share my life recently, people think I'm bragging, and I'm not trying to brag. Just trying to tell you, man, I did things I always dreamed of. And it's an amazing feeling, everybody. It's a tears of joy will pour out of your eyes. What if you went to a vacation place with your mom and dad your whole life? Your dad bought like a very nice little home, modest home, and it was a really nice vacation place. Everyone went there, and you always wanted your own house on the beach, your own house, your own connection to that place. And you finally got it, you know? And you got to move back after your parents died, and everything about that place reminds them of you, but you can't let go. The beach walks you took as a kid, your whole childhood, you grew up here. But it got too expensive for you to live there. You couldn't bring your family anymore because it got so expensive because it's such a nice place. And all the rich people just, you know. So you had to get rich to get your family there. Imagine that feeling when you finally get there, when you open that door, when you crack open that door, when you see your kids sailing, when you got a backyard that you never had, when you had a one-bedroom apartment for 7 years, when you worked a night shift from 30 to 36 years old, when you never had it, and you always saw everyone else with it, and you said, what it would be like to be rich like them? You know, a lower middle class kid like me, and you think, what would it be like to be rich like them one day? To pull in with the boat and hand the guy the $20 bill as he gives you the gas to your boat, right? Hey, tip him off. To tip everybody around. To feel amazing. What would that be like? I dreamed of it my whole life, everybody. I thought about it, and it wasn't money hungry. I just wanted to see if I could achieve greatness. Live a life bigger than I thought. Go places I never thought. Travel the world. What's so bad about going all the way? I talk about life just like a garden. If your life is a garden, wouldn't you want the most fruit coming out of it? The biggest fruit. The most fruitful fruit. 100%. So your trades are the same. Your trading portfolio, you want to grow fruit out of it. Your life, you want to grow fruit from it. These are so important. These concepts, these ideas, and hanging out with people that think like this every single day will change your mentality. Coming to this stream will help you change yourself because you're going to be around someone that wants to push themselves to the top, and that's me, and that's you. And now we get to form this relationship because we both want greatness for each other. I can help you, you can help me. You show up every day and make me show up. You all show up to this stream. That's why I'm here. When I see many people waiting, I'm ready to go. I know there's people waiting for the stream. I talk to people in Vegas. I watch your stream every day. One woman said her son was suicidal. He said he was lost. He was depressed. He started watching my stream. He gained traction. Started believing in himself again. She said, can you please give him a birthday wish on my phone? It would change his whole life. And I said, give me your phone. Let me send a message to him and tell him how I feel, man. And she said, you're changing his life. You're helping me. You know, I'm a single mom with my kids and you're helping me. And so God bless you, and God bless everybody here that reaches out, that teaches me, that tells me these stories, because I thought I was here just to make money and trade. But I'm changing people's lives. People are coming up to me, giving me hugs, looking me deep in the eyes, with compassion, with like this spirituality connection that you can't get if you don't give yourself away. I gave myself away, and people come to me in Dubai, in Vegas, in Los Angeles, in Miami, heck, in Florida. People come to me and say, Sam, I love what you did for me. I love what you did for others. Keep going, Sam. Don't stop. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. All right? You have no idea how humbled I am by everybody that shows up. My goodness. I wish I could express it even more. I think I'm going to take the trade on the bounce on the 21. And I'm going to show you how I use these moving averages. Small trade. We won't go hard. But we're going to open up a lot. We did this yesterday, right? We traded the 3-minute on the reversal. Let's see if we can catch it. I could easily get stopped out and lose the trade. Be careful here. All right? Don't do what I do just because I'm doing it. We are below the 200. Usually I do not trade below the 200 moving average. So I am kind of going against my signal. My signal is to wait for us to cross the 200, wait for the 21 to cross. But this is a bull flag touching the 21. Many times I see a bounce here, and we're very close to the 200. So I broke my rules a little bit here. I slightly tweaked my model, which, I'll be honest, Master Friend, I think would be slapping my hand right now. Don't be doing that, Sammy. Model or no model. Don't be tweaking the model. So if you lose right now in front of everybody, Sam, you didn't take your model, you deserve to lose. All right. I'll go with that, master friend. I agree. I'll put my tail between my legs. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Will Sam win or lose the trade? Everybody will see me lose and laugh at me. Everyone will see me win and say I'm amazing. Don't call me great when I win. Don't call me a loser when I lose. It's just a data set and many of my trades. Okay? I don't expect to be a genius when this bounces, but you will start to learn probabilities with me. You get above this yellow line, you're going right back up to 107.6. Definitely 107.7 there. And remember, BOOKMAP has the confidence. I've got the liquidity. Look at, they just did a long squeeze. They just squeezed the longs out. There's a long squeeze right there, but then there was a massive short squeeze up to a 108.2. Came back down. All right. So that's kind of where we sit. And when 107.4. I love the 21-day moving average gives you beautiful bounces too. You'd be surprised, like many times that can produce a beautiful bounce. Back to the 21. All right. The trade is not in the green right now. It's in the red. We're underwater, $14 with an $18 fee. And now it looks like we may not win at all. That 21 has to hold. If we close a candle below it, we're likely going to get stopped out. And below the 200 is usually bearish too. I am kind of going against the model a little bit on a low volume Thursday. That's why I'm not risking a lot. It's like 100 and some odd bucks. You see? When I go hard, I'm going, $5 grand for, 35 sometime. I'm going $4 grand for 16,000, $3 grand for 9 grand, $2 grand for 6 grand, $1 grand for 3 grand. Very likely I could win this trade based off this 21-day moving average. Let's not look at it. If we look at it, we may jinx it. Let's leave it alone. We'll come back to it when we're up, right? Yeah. Can we bounce off the 3-day 21? Anyone else daring enough? Anyone else daring enough? Are you daring enough? Or anyone else like to trade these bounces on the moving averages? Is that your thing? So we come down to 623 votes. 35% of the people say I'm pretty dang accurate, right? Dude, you're such a baller. Are you serious? Be the first one to reply to the super chat. Yo, did you just... Why are you people so nice to me? Honestly? Hold on, let me see this. This is $150 in super chat. That was $500 in Durham. And thank you so much, Arab Emirates Dirhams, or Arab Emirate dollars, right? AED. Lifer should be respected more. He does live trading that is crazy in itself. I took it, sir. No risk, no Ferrari. I know, right? I know. Can you show position history? Yes. It took it. Lifer should be respected more. He does live trading. That's crazy. That's awesome. Congratulations on the new home, bro. No hate, all love. I will be there one day. Can't wait to see you there, brother. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here with the Lifers. We appreciate you and we love you. We thank you guys so much for constantly being with us all the time. Oh. Okay, hey Sam, remember the other live stream about the family? I'm a 19-year-old trying to learn everything. Hey Sam, remember the other live stream about family? I'm the 19-year-old trying to learn everything to aspire to be you. You will. Don't try. Learn everything and aspire to become me. You got it. You can do this. All right? Such a baller. God bless you, man. Soul to the moon. Come back to you tenfold. That will come back to him tenfold. Anytime anybody gives to my channel, it's going to come back to you tenfold. Look at this. Did they get me out? Did they stop me out? No, I'm still hanging. Still hanging. But below the 21 now. We're losing confidence in the reversal. Doesn't look great. And I'm going against the model, which I shouldn't be doing. I should wait for my model to be perfect. I'm front running. And now it looks like it may just... Right? We'll see. Only time will tell. We don't know yet. We don't know just yet. Okay. Moving forward, it is 11:13. Let's kind of talk about the stochastics RSI for a split second. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Tesla on a big time frame. Why Tesla? I just want to take you away from Bitcoin for a second to teach you that my indicators work on everything. Because if I just stay on Bitcoin all the time, you're going to say, oh, that's how to trade crypto, but he doesn't know how to trade everything else. And I want you to understand this is universal. You could trade Forex, you could trade anything. I also see a huge move coming for Tesla. I want to put this out. I got a call for Tesla right here. My last few calls for Tesla have been spot on. I called the 145 bounce off the hidden bullish divergence on the 3-day chart back at the last bottom. Nailed it. And I'm looking for a reversal here. Tesla got all that negative press. It's now back above the 200 moving average on the daily. That's when you want to long. The moving averages are very tight. Tight moving averages on the daily are a godsend. You usually don't get them a lot. Every single time Tesla's been tight on the daily, right here, we had a bit of a flag. We were tight on the daily. We had a massive pump to the upside. Then the 21 gets away from the 200. That's when you want to sell. Again, here we had a beautiful flag. The daily moving averages were very tight. When we pumped up, it was time to get out when the 21 and 200 far apart. Again, here, we had very tight price action. Nice, beautiful flag as the moving averages are very tight. Again, here, moving average were tight in the flag. 1, 2, about 3, 4, 5, and now here we are with the 6th time since 2020. So like, you don't get these entries a lot, and this is why being a long-term trader is way better, because here's I just had a mind thought that's so quick and fast. My mind said it to me in like literally under 2 seconds, but it takes like a minute or two for me to explain. So I don't know how I can synapse what I just thought in my mind for you. I don't even know if I can. I'm going to attempt to do it right now. I hope some of you can stay with me. I'm going to take a deep breath. Ready? This is going to be one of my like hyper, like super, my brain's going to go into some crazy place, all right? When you're trading for a long period of time, you start to see the time frames in a very big sense, meaning you can see the weekly, you can see the daily. You've missed a daily trade because you've traded for 7 years, and you saw that there was like 5 or 6 places in the last 4 years you should have made the trade, but you didn't. Now you reassess. Now when you see these trades, you're able to take advantage of these small moves. You know they don't come every time. But this takes 5 years of missing the trade for your next 5 years to be amazing. You see how long it could take to become an intricate trader on the big time frames? Because you need to see these things and miss them first to know that they work. I missed all my signals. My signals came from me missing them over and over again. I saw the signals over and over and over again. Okay? So, someone's like, you got stopped out. I did. Oh, and they hunted me too. Look at that. They hunted it. They hunted it and ripped it back to the upside. Now we'll wait to get back above the 200. But man, they hunted me. So crazy, right? And I wasn't even in like a place where most people were at. Like, it's kind of strange. Like, so now they're using the 5-minute 221. You see this? I'm not going to play this game now. I'm going to wait for us to get back above the 200 before I make a trade. I'll wait for my model. But dang, it looks like you're going to cup and handle this puppy back to the upside. I can see where price is going, but they don't get the liquidity to execute. See, sometimes you know where price is going, but you don't have to execute to execute. Yeah. What time frame is the most effective if you don't want to leverage? I mean, to me, leverage is just a tool to be had. Like, there's so much money I made the last few days that if I didn't know how to use leverage, I wouldn't have been able to make any money. The altcoins were pretty flat, but Bitcoin made good moves. You got to be able to get money no matter what, in my humble opinion. I started leverage trading not because I wanted to, because the altcoins were so flat, and I wanted to be able to make a couple grand a day. I wanted to be able to make $500 to $1,000 to $2,000 a day with my skills. I can do it with leverage because Bitcoin moves every day, and enough for me to actually extrapolate wealth from it. I didn't have that opportunity in the altcoins for the last few months, almost a year and a half. It's been tight. So I transitioned to this because I had no choice. Don't you understand? I do whatever I have to do. If I was selling beaver pelts and beavers wouldn't stink, I'd start selling bear pelts. You know what I mean? I'd move to something else. I tell everyone, I take a rock, hit another rock out of it, turn it into a sculpture, and sell it to you. Like, I will make something happen out of nothing. I will find a way to do business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a spiritual, creative energy. We're going to make it. You're going to make it. No matter what, I'm going to find a way to win. I'm going to hire the best, work with the best. Jamie's the best. I got the best people in my team. Nobody's better than my team. My wife is there handling the customer service better than anybody else because she loves me and she loves you. She won't let you fall because you're part of me. If she's bad customer service, she's going to make me feel horrible, right? My wife loves me. So my customer service is based on her love for me. That's why you get the best customer service. No business is better than ours. You're not going to get customer service like that. You know? Yeah, exactly. He said the more you leverage trade, the better you come make spot trading. 100%. Yeah. He said, Sam, there was a fair value gap of the 1-minute time frame I was able to catch thanks to your knowledge that you share with us. God bless you, man. Yeah. He says divergence of the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the 1 minute bullish divvy, right? Man, it looks like it could roll over, though. I'm not a fan right now. We are back above the 200 moving average, though, which is great. See if we can consolidate above here. So what I would do is I chased a little bit, but I know I was smart not to use a lot of money. So look for this. See, right now, you'd say his trades are shaky, right? He lost, but it's like, I guess I shouldn't even trade it then from now on. Because then I have to be honest with them, right? Okay, it was. Now we want to see this consolidate. If that happens later on today, we take the trade. But that might not be till 12 o'clock, right? Yeah, that might not happen till 12, 1 o'clock, something like that. Are the weekly screen shares on Zoom or YouTube? They're on YouTube now. I used to put them on Zoom, but I've now moved them to YouTube. Yeah. It's easier. It's better off of my audio. Zoom was doing something to my audio. I don't know what they were doing. Exactly. Will you be doing Saturdays 7:30 a.m. screen share and class at 9 a.m.? Oh, yeah, I got class too. Interesting. Yeah, I'll just be working all morning for sure. And then I'll slide a live stream somewhere in the middle too, between 8:30 and 9. It's crazy. I will be working from 7 to about 12 on Saturday morning. I work very hard, everybody. There's no days off for me. There's no days off if you want to be the best in the top of your field. You could be lazy if you want, but you won't be the top. So I can tell you from firsthand, Sammy's wife responds very quickly and follows up to be sure your issue is resolved. Thank you. Sammy, give us a lot of education in trading. Who cares if you show us what he trades or not? You have a system which is worth a lot more than showing wins. You're a GOAT. 100%. Thank you. You should change your name from Crypto Lifer to Crypto Scalper. You're funny. And now that 200 moving average on the 1 minute could hold us down. That is my signal there, but I like it to be a little more in a bullish pattern. You know. We are hanging on the 10-minute 200 SMA. Ah, the 10-minute, eh? We bounced off the 10-minute, did we? Yeah, we did. Thank you for saying that. Hanging right there. Look, just chilling right there. Shout out to everyone that loves trading as much as I do. You people are amazing. So let's get back to Tesla. So stochastics RSI. What I'll do is we'll delete all the indicators. You don't really need them right now. You just want to focus on one at a time when you're learning. Okay? So look, stochastics RSI give you the best entries. Let's show you where the best entries are of all these positions here. So let's look at a generic flag that I'm just going to draw on my own, okay? So you got a generic flag. Guys, stay for this. This is going to one of the most, like, this is going to be serious learning. Like, I've never dropped dimes like this. If you leave for this because I'm not live trading, you're missing out on, like, the way to make the most amount of money. So be careful here. Don't let your ego get in the way of this learning. So look at the Tesla. And you could say, I'd like to get in at the bottom of the trend line. Well, how could you do that? How would you be so confident that's there? Well, you're looking for an energetic signal that tells you when the energy is down. Okay? You see what I mean? And so like here, if you were to place this here, place that here. Wow, that lined up even though I didn't even try to, which is pretty crazy. So look, what's the signal we're looking for? We're looking for the stochastics to be low and curving. Look, this one had a shoulder, head, right shoulder on it. Inverted head and shoulder. It had a green R. What is that? That's divergence. A red R is bearish divergence. A green R is bullish divergence. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, upside down, but then the double bottom there with the bounce to the up, the green R. All right. So what I do is I draw patterns. I watch price action range. And when it comes to the bottom of the range and the stokes are low, that's when I add to trades. I like to add to the trade in the last 25% when the stochastics are low. I teach this in my trading class. I will be teaching class this Saturday. I highly suggest you get into class because I'm not teaching the class as much because it's the summer and I had to skip last month. So this should be a pretty big class. Jump on it today, hit the QR code. If you're losing tons of money, you got to take the class. If you're almost there watching my stream, but some things are missing, you got to take the class. If you think you have this and you're just beginning and you know nothing, take the class. If you've been trading for 10 to 12 years and you think you know it all, take the class. I've got feedback from beginners say it changed their life, say that within the first week they started trading. People that have been trading for 2 to 3 years said they were making horrible mistakes, that this corrected immediately. Within a few days, they were making better trades. I had another guy that never traded in his life, took the course. Within that afternoon, he gave me a win rate. He went through everything I said. He did exactly what I told him to do, and then he wrote me an email with his win rate. He could not believe he had won most of the trades that day. He had never traded before in his life. He took the class and started in, but he was like a scientist, a math guy. He took the data very seriously. He went at it with a structured approach, very disciplined, and he was able to nail it. He said he made between 3 to 5% on almost every single trade, and it was a highly accurate way to trade. I told him I had back tested it for years and I wouldn't give him crap. I would only give him the best. I'm only going to give you guys the best. I believe my dad was the best. My grandfather was the best. I come from high quality people. I'm not going to ruin my family name by giving you garbage. Sam Price, man. You know, my dad and my grandfather, they deserve me to show you guys the best. So stochastics RSI. Now, look at them so right now, the best time to get in was right there when the Stokes were low. Right there at 285. Does that mean you can't buy now? It's a little high. I'd like the Stokes to reset on the daily. If they can reset, or even sometimes they don't go all the way down, they kind of curve halfway. If that's the case, you go to like the 12 or the 22. Wait for the 12 to reset. Wait for the 4-hour to reset. When the 4-hour comes down and curves, that could be your next possible move. It's getting close to where the entry should be for Tesla. And I believe I think anywhere above that 200 moving average from 299 up to 327 is a beautiful buy. And I could be wrong. But man, look how that's kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder. That's getting tight. If you want to be extra cautious, you wait for the breakout and the retest of 369, but then you're going to miss out on that chunky movement. It's up to you. So stochastics RSI. Now let's look at them on the weekly. The way to really learn the stochastics RSI is on the weekly. Now they squiggle, they wiggle, they confuse you at the beginning. Are you overbought here? So what's happening? You want to just generally look at them and say 90% of the time when they're below the dotted line, I should be getting in. And then find your intricate. Now you use the moving average to get intricate. Once you see that you're low there, right? Look how we're using the smaller time frames to get the bounces, right? Like look at the 10-minute 200 moving average. So once I see, all right, that's the bot. But like once I see that we're getting tight on the daily, moving average are tight, stochastics, look, even see how the Stokes have actually curved right there? Wow. That's on the 1 week. Looks like we're about to get a huge move for Tesla. Moving averages are very tight on the weekly too. Every time I've seen tight moving averages on the weekly, a move is coming. So they're going to print money to zero. The Fed's going to print money. M2 money supply expanded beyond belief. That money's flowing into risk on assets. It's going into Tesla. Tesla's got the robo-taxi just coming out today, right? I heard. They got Optimus. They're moving forward. Like they're not a backwards company. They went through such nasty negative, just a complete negative campaign on them. And it's funny. These people are anti-Elon, but they love their Tesla. He mind-effed them, man. He got them. Because that's why you have to be open-minded. You can't be one thing. You can't just be like blindly one person who says something, but then drive your Tesla and not be, you know what I mean? You gotta be open-minded. If you're not open-minded, the world's gonna find out and stuff you in a box. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna get upset over everything that you don't agree with because you're not open-minded enough. I tell you what, right now, being open-minded has changed my life, changed my trades, my ability to see things before they happen, my ability to execute at a higher level based off just, being open-minded. Not believing I know it all, believing that there's a chance I'm wrong. Saying, you know what, I could be wrong. I was at work one day, and I was always a know-it-all. I was 24, and I was a know-it-all. I really was. And every time I said something, no, I didn't do that. Nope, I didn't do that. And one day I did it, but I forgot, and I got caught up. And the engineer took me aside. He was cool. He's only like 4 to 5 years older than me, and we were really cool, so I'd listen to him. He used to hang out with me, take me to, we used to chill. So he was like, Sam, can I teach you something? I don't think you've been in like the corporate world for a long time. And I said, you're always kind of like a know-it-all a little bit. You say you know it all. He said, man, you got to give yourself an out because if you don't, you could get yourself fired. He said, let me teach you a few little things you can do. They're going to help you professionally. I said, okay. He said, okay, whenever you check something and you say, you know what? I double-checked that. I triple-checked it. I'm 90% sure, but there's a chance I'm wrong. He said, just say there's a chance you're wrong. And I started doing that. And now when I'm with people, I'm like, no, I know that. I was like, yeah, but maybe you're right. Maybe I'm completely wrong here. I don't know. And when I say it, there's a feeling of humility that really helps the situation. I change my tone when I say it. And it's almost like bending the knee to everyone else. Like you don't have to be the best. And you can admit that it's okay. That helps me a lot in my life. All right. That one little saying, it helps with my wife. Oh man, that will help you guys. All the men out there with your wives. I could be wrong, babe. You're right. I might be wrong. You know what? Yeah, no. I know I put my glasses there. Somebody move. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I did. Oh yeah, maybe I forgot. Just a little, maybe I'm sorry, or just, can be just enough. So now we're losing the 200 moving average harshly. And it looks like we're coming back there to 107 again. This is some chop here. So that's why Thursday trading is usually whack, especially after 2 Fed days and some information too. Let's take a look at the unemployment that came in today at Forex Factory. All right. So today we had data. Remember, we went over this Sunday night and Monday morning, but we had unemployment claims. Actual was 236,000 people unemployed. The forecast was 244, and the previous was 246, so less people unemployed. The economy's looking good, man. It's time for some rate cuts. See what I'm saying? Like, let's go. Let's go. Pending home sales month over month, actual is 1.8. Forecast was 0.2, so more people are buying homes too. Home sales are up. All right? It's pretty good. To me, that's a good sign that things are brewing. Anything tomorrow we have to pay attention to. We have core PCE tomorrow. Price, personal income, right? Yeah, personal consumer expenditures, PCE, as opposed to if we look at like the producer price, the PPE, right? So PCE, price for consumer expenditures, that will going to come in tomorrow. And then personal income and personal spending month over month. I'd like to see that data. It should coincide with greeneries based on what we saw with the unemployment, right? And the housing. So, yeah, all looking pretty interesting to me. So, wow. They had the falling wedge. They bounced it off the 15-minute 200. Resistance at 107.7. That's why you do not chase those. You will get caught up chasing that. And again, I caught that reversal, but I missed it by oh, man, they got me. They got me. But I could see something happening. But now it doesn't look too good. You lose the 200 moving average in the 15, you're going to drop further to the downside. The next level you're looking at is 106,331. Wow. Massive long squeeze right there to the downside. Look at that. And they just flattened everyone that chased right now emotionally. And I had control over my emotions, and I got stopped out with a plan. What I did was amazing, and people don't realize it because that was a plan. I stuck to the plan. I got stopped out exactly where I was supposed to get stopped out at. If you stick to your plans, you're not going to be flip-flopping. If you're not flip-flopping, you're going to have a better time trading, period. So the guy that's not sure half the time and is in and out of all his trades and doesn't make any stop losses, doesn't have any plans, doesn't know really where the trade's going to go if it doesn't go his way, guy's likely going to fumble the bag half the time. Let's be honest. It's obvious, right? It sounds like he's going to fumble the bag. The guy that has a plan says, if we lose this key level, I got to leave. I'm not going lower than the 618 there. I'm not going lower than that 107.2 area, you know? And 107,000 was strong. We try to hold it up right now and then only to get rejected. Funny, this is an interesting concept that it's a bit of a stretch for me, but shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? That measure moves somewhere down to that $106,000 level. Once we lose the 15-minute 200 MA, expect a nasty drop down. The next level I'm looking at is 106,374 for Bitcoin. So Thursdays are usually tight. They're not your best days to trade. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. You didn't have to give, but you did. That's super nice. You know, I think Bitcoin is coming down to 105. You think again. That's awesome. I hope what you're thinking. I hope you're thinking does great for you. I don't think when I trade, I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Yeah, glad I didn't add to my trade. Thought it was looking sketchy. 100%. Okay. And shout out to Nick FLP. Shout out to Vitality B. Picks the Muzzle. Bobby Ferguson. Torrin Matthews. Tony Rosas. Shadow World. Shemsmu Pata Aman. Christopher Columbus. I love that. The Supervillain and John M. And Bitcoin Recipe. DG. Hodl Harmony. These are some cool names. Alpha. I love that. Alpha. And so, yeah. We can clearly see when to long. Like, I know when to long. I have really good indicators of when to long. And you can see this is not time to long. We're losing the 200 moving average. That is a dump. I expect some type of right shoulder to be made, but I guess not. You know what I see now? Slanted cat ears. I never thought about it before. It's cat ears slanted. Look at that. I've never seen slanted cat ears, but that's exactly what it is. Look at this massive long squeeze on a low volume Thursday. So they catch you off on the summer. They go after you when you don't understand, you know, why are you going so hard right there? Again, could be a nice bounce. This is the second time they brought us lower. 106,695, now 106,570 on Binance Spot. And altcoins aren't going to be your friend today. I'd stay away from them. You know, if you look, you got to be a sea of red right now. If you look, right? Yeah. ETH up a little bit. Nexo up barely. Bitcoin Cash hanging on the day. A little bit of a bounce here. Some coins showing some green, but it's not your day. It's just not your day. Okay. Just not your day. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. So I'm giving gifts every day. I got to give you some gifts, right? And the default. I love how they do that. The default browser tries to snatch it. Go to 2bit today if you'd like to. Here's a link to 2bit. All right, super nice people. We know the team. They're awesome. I can talk to them when I want. You know, I met them in Dubai and Vegas. Actually, really cool story if you want to know about 2bit. There's an awesome girl. I guess I won't say her name just because, but there's an awesome girl who works for 2bit. She's like their rep. She found me in Dubai, took me to dinner. And, she knew who the lifer was. They said, you got to fund the lifer. Go after. They had a list of people they had to go after, headhunters, right? And so she found me, took me to dinner. And then she found me in Vegas, paid for all my friends to go to dinner at Hell's Kitchen. These are like $2,000 dinners, right? Like, hands down, no questions asked. Hand me some merch, And I said, I can't just, I got to look at your exchange and like it. And I played with it. It's okay. They got good liquidity. What they're doing is they're just giving more back right now because they're new. So you ever have a new store that shows up and you can take advantage of their prices because they're trying to beat everyone's prices, right? So you can get, it's kind of the idea here. When an exchange comes in, they got to give more to earn their spot. We could take advantage of that. So right now, if you deposit $1,000, you get $1,000 in futures bonus. Then you can use their $1,000 to trade. Why not? It's like having a free $1,000. So jump on it today. Check it out. If you're going to use 2bit or try it out, I have a link and I'll probably get you more bonuses back than you'd get on your own. So hit the link to 2bit, find out more. And again, I don't like to show too much, but I just want to tell you that, hey, if it's out there, it's a newer exchange. They're giving away some awesome stuff. You may want to take advantage of that and jump on in. It's completely up to you. All right. And be very careful if you're going to leverage trade, demo trade for a long period of time. Know what you're doing. All right. Oh, so then she went back to New York, and I told my sister about her. My sister took her out in New York City, and they hung out. You know what I mean? My sister met her in Bitcoin Vegas, and then my sister's like, well, if you're in New York, I'll help you, because she didn't know a lot of people, and my sister's super nice like that. And so she took she's from China, the rep, and she took her out, man, in New York, and they met up, and there was a picture of them together, and I was just like, man, my family is so nice. Like, that's how good my mom and dad are. They made my sister didn't know her from a hole in the wall. Knew she was a young woman in New York City that didn't know anybody. And my sister said, hey, I got to help her out and show her the way. She helped my brother out. And it just kind of, I never thought the 2bit rep would be hanging out with my sister in New York City. Unbelievable, right? Wow, they wicked it and wicked it back up. This 107 area is so strong. Like, look how they're playing games here. They wicked everybody out and they want to bounce it back. It's almost like they're packing their bags. And that's why the bigger time frames are the best. Like, just wait out the 1 hour. Wait out the 4 hour. But we know the 4 hour has to come back to the 21-day moving average in some way, shape, or form. We don't know how, and we don't have to know how. That's the beautiful thing. We just have to know that it will do it. I don't have to know how the 4 hour will touch the 21. I just know that it will touch the 21-day moving average. It's going to happen. I met your sister in Vegas. Super nice women. See? D-dubs. How many people met my sister in Vegas? How many people here on the stream met my sister? I just signed up using your link. Thank you. God bless you. Appreciate that. Class is super worth it for the price. Took it 2 years ago and grateful I took it. Barbara Trader Joe, you've been with me for a long time, man. God bless you, brother. I really appreciate you. No wonder your twin sister is super nice, just like you. Well, that's my older sister. I have a twin sister and an older sister. That's my older sister. She's about 5.5 years older than me. Yeah. He goes, I see hidden bearish on the 4 hour time frame. Let's see how you see hidden bearish. No hidden bearish divergence. No, not at all. No. I'll show you what hidden bearish is. Hidden bearish would be here. See, there's the divergence. You got swing low. You can't skip swing lows. So here you got a swing low to swing low. So what you're saying is there's a move down, but it's a move up. Yeah, I got that is bearish divergence. I'll tell you right. It is bearish divergence. It's hidden bearish because this swings down while that swings up. You're overbought in the stochastics. And don't be surprised if we go like this, everybody. Right back down to the bottom of the range. I'm hoping we stay above the 200 moving average and we create some type of cool pattern that entices me to long, right? I'm going to be looking for my subconscious mind to be fluttered and for them to teach me what to get into. I'm going to want that sauce. You know what I mean? I know the sauce I'm already looking for. All right. So back to the poll here. We had 952 votes. 34% of the people said I was 90% accurate with Bitcoin. 38 said 80, 16, and 12. The people have spoken. 1,000 people told you. They come to the stream every single day. 1,000 people have told you this. All right. So look, I ran a poll asking over 1,000 people how accurate my Bitcoin calls are, right? Here are the results. CryptoLifer.com, right? Like, that's it. Like, I don't have to say anything else. Like, that's it. There you go. And follow me at x.com, at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're giving you so much information, articles. I'm showing you where I'm at, what I'm doing. I was on a beach yesterday, a deserted beach. I had the whole beach to myself. The place was gorgeous. There was a rainbow behind me. Look at the rainbow. It's hard to see in camera. It was really clear there, but it was a rainbow sitting there. Unbelievable day yesterday. It was mind-blowing. God created such a beautiful place for us to live, man. I feel like I live in heaven on earth, right? You typed in pool, not pool. Thank you for saying that. Let me go back in and edit that. God bless you for saying that. Yeah, you can't reply to a post. Thank you for saying that, man. I don't know how my mind's. I ran a poll, right? Thank you, brother. So, see how quick the lifers are? They caught that for me. So, yeah, the 4 hour seems like it's topped out, you know? Like he did say, it is a little bit of hidden bearish. I'll give it to you. You're spot on there. At first, I was a little recalcitrant about that, but I got it. You're on, you're on it. I'd pull a fib here, and I'd be looking for the bounce off the 618, the 21-day moving average, maybe a wick down to 106. Right? But I'd be looking for something like this. And it's funny, we're still holding these key levels, too. And then bang, or do we just fall off? What will happen is if we close a candle below the 200 moving average, then we'll make a bear flag of the 5 minute. You'll see what to do. The charts will tell you what to do. Just believe that. Just believe that. The NASDAQ at 22,597. I see it making a massive breakout to the upside. We actually gave this trade just an hour, 30 minutes ago. The entry was 22,573. You're already up 20 ticks on that, 20 pips on that move. Would I rush in right now? I don't know. We're going to have to look at the NASDAQ and do our top-down analysis. Let's take a look at a super chat here. We got super chats flowing on in today. We got ARKM. All right. And send in your super chats for TA and deep dive. Let's take a look at what's happening here in the altcoin space. Let's take a look at ARKM. So Tesla, we gave a call for Tesla. Looks like this is going to be a great place to get in, even on the weekly here. This is a weekly trade for Tesla. Stops below the tweezer bottoms there at 281. That's a weekly trade for Tesla. That could take months to play out. Absolute months. Like it could take almost a year, really. But it looks nice. Shout out to the testimonials. It has been 8 days. So someone says they've been in the group for 8 days. Let's take a look. It's been 8 days. I'm sober, no alcohol. Man, I'm 45 years old. I love drinking. You won't believe how much I've been drinking the last 2 to 3 years. Every single day, every day. Next target to keep sober, 21 days, then 200. All because of the courage you gave me. You got this. Alcohol will do nothing for you. It feels good mentally. You're using it to supplement other things. And you got your body to a place where you can handle it well and it feels good for you. So you go there whenever you want, every night. And it makes you really comfortable. So when I'm out grinding, like doing my weekly screens here Friday night, sober as a button, sweating after trading all day, working my butt off and my feet hurt, you're deciding to go get drunk because it's easy for you. No, I'm not trying to say I'm better than you. I'm just depicting what's going on here. Every day you decide not to be comfortable, drinking makes you way too comfortable, man. It gives you exactly what you want, soothes you out. Oh, I feel great. When things aren't great, you feel okay. It makes you feel good when things, you're not supposed to be feeling good. Like you got to pay the rent, things aren't going your way, and you don't care, you know? So it's been 8 days, man. God bless you, brother. Change your life one step, one day at a time. You've got this. You can, you will, you are the best. Okay? I trade on your recommendation on BTC on ESN. Very big price difference between BTC and CME. Huh? Who cares? Just take the trade. It doesn't matter, bro. As long as the trade played out the way it's supposed to play out. 8 months of Sam has taught me more than 5 years of trading on other systems. 100%. Sam, you're so positive. You attract positive people in the 99. Exactly. So my frequency is helping better your life because you're only going to be around people that I've attracted by the Google algorithm by being awesome. You see? I'm creating the space so you can finally find the people that are going to make you feel better. They're going to help you. They're going to push you. Your tribe is going to be waiting for you in that 99. Go to CryptoLifer.com right now and find out why people keep signing up. Why did we double in the bear market when everyone else's trading groups just went down the tubes? Because there's something special about our group. We're not doing it like everybody else. We're raising vibrational frequency in that group. We want people to help each other. We're bringing a light, love, and happiness that just doesn't come in other groups, man. And it's about bettering yourself, pushing yourself, and finding out how great you really can be. I want to see how far you can take this life. I want to know how, I want to see some of you become multimillionaires and be like, hey, Sam, I bought an island. I haven't drank since last year here. I don't think I'll ever drink again. I know, I think about it every once in a while. I'll have a beer. And my buddy left a beer here the other day. I picked it up. I looked at it. I was almost like, crack it, take a sip. And I was like, but what? And every time I say no, I get stronger. And then I see the whole world deciding to hang out. I used to drink every day. Stopping is the best thing that ever happened to me. If you want to do it, that is half the battle. Yeah, just wanting to do it. Shout out to everybody here. I didn't want to make this a sober class here, but hey, who's going to do better as a trader? Let's be honest. Who's going to learn my strategy? Look how intricate and up and down all this stuff is. 200 moving averages, all the craziness. Who's going to learn my strategies better? Someone who's drinking every night and someone who's working out, getting good sleeps, and taking care of themselves. Who do you think is going to do better? Like, you guys can answer that question, right? So if you can answer that question logically and you know the answer, then you know whether you should stop drinking or not too. Like, that just answered all your questions. When we put things real logical and simple, we all know the answers, everybody. We're just playing ourselves. You know in your heart what you should be doing for yourself. Alcohol killed both my dads. I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds great before you drink it. After, you're like, why did I do it? Yeah. 19.5 years sober here, yep. I have to say, I don't drink 7-Up sometimes. I drink 7-Up sometimes just to get the fizz. You're funny. How do you set up your key levels for trading? Someone asked me that yesterday. It's just about using the weekly support and resistance in the daily. So, wow, this is showing signs of strength here. They tried to break 107,000 so many times today, and they were unable to. Very, very odd. Still shoulder, head, shoulder. Maybe it's making a right. See how it's got it's got some head and shoulder vibes. Some Bart Simpson vibes, too. Could be rolling over here on the Stokes. Just because the Stokes are low doesn't mean they pump. You want to look at how they're curving, too. That's why Stokes can be intricate. Like, if this starts to curve down, now it's rare. You get a bounce, but it could curve down. And that's why you got to use support or resistance. Your Stoke will look great. Let me teach you something here. So here you got support, you got resistance, you got support. Price is like right here, and it starts to curve up. The Stokes start to curve up. And then you go right into resistance. The Stokes won't make it to the dotted line. They'll turn down here and dump again. You've got to learn support or resistance. They're stronger than the stochastics RSI. Okay? Yep. Exactly. I found me a nice carbonated soda every now and then just to get the fizz. Normally only drink juice and water. 100%. My mom has 6 siblings and all of them are alcoholics. 3 of them died of cirrhosis and I can't even stand the smell of alcohol. That's crazy. Because whales are buying and retail is selling. Yeah, would love to go back down to 104, 105 and then open another long position. So on the 1 minute time frame, 21 across the 200, that would tell you to short, right? The opposite of your 21 crossing towards the upside. 100%. Let's take a look at that. Exactly. And you would flip it upside down and do the same thing. You would just flip it upside down and trade long again, as if you were trading short. So this is now suggesting that we're going to dump. You see, because this is upside down. Now, if we lose this and come back down, then we're in a good spot. All right? We're upside down right now. I just want to make that clear. But it makes it easier because a lot of people understand the signal. 21 crossing the 200, we should pump. We pump very... So now we should dump, right? 100%. Alice in Wonderland. Through the looking glass. If you see it one way, you see it the other way. All right? I've been sober off of opiates for 7 years. Best decision I ever made. Second best decision was paying that first 99 on the Discord. My 2-year anniversary in the Discord is coming up in August. God bless you, man. Thank you. I can't believe that many people have been that dedicated to me, man. God bless you all. I will keep working every single day to make sure it's worth it. I hope I never let you guys down. I know I'm not perfect. I know I can't hit every single trade, and I know sometimes I do get it wrong. I know that for sure. I'm not perfect. All I can do is tell you I'll show up every single day as much as I can. And I'll do everything I can to help you succeed and get as far as I am or further. I want to see all of you get way richer than me. It took me a long time, everybody. I made my first meal at 38 years old, like 38, almost 37, and and it took a long time. I played a lot of games. I wasn't disciplined. I knew what to do, but didn't do it anyway. And trading was the final thing that said, hey, either you do this or you don't, Sam. Like, what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to make it happen or are you going to just go halfway? I said, man, I got to make it happen. I got to change my life. It's time, right? Am I long or short here? I'm waiting for signals. I don't like what I'm seeing at the present moment. We're below the 200 moving average, but we could move back to the upside too as well. 107 is strong. You can't, you know what I mean? Yeah, the best to be done for the body and mind. Yep, because of the energy Sam provides, 100%. Even the days I was tight on the budget, I still made it to pay the 99 because of the energy Sam provides. God bless you, brother. I can't believe that. I always want to make sure that I'm helping everybody in some way, shape, or form. Best teacher right here, Sammy. Shout out to Sean Carr. I love you, Sean. I mean, stretch the RSI vertical and squeeze it horizontally. Sam, I love pasta, and you are largely responsible for it. You're funny. I don't know how that, man. Why? Because you always see me eating pasta. I love pasta, too. I eat a lot of pasta. Let's get those lights up today. I probably have pasta like 2 to 3 times a week, man. At least 5 times a month, I'm eating pasta for sure. Yeah, that makes sense. You're nearly broke paying 99 instead of using it to trade with... Stop lying. Oh, man, this guy's horrible. This guy. It's funny. They come out of the woodwork when we challenge them, and we find out who they really are. Get this guy out of here. Yeah, get him out. We don't want low-frequency individuals. If you're not with us, if you don't get it, if you're not here to learn and push yourself to the limit, we don't want you here, man. God bless you, MK Ultra. I hope you see it differently, but we don't want you. We don't want you around over here, man. We want to help others, but you can't help everybody. Can't help nasty people that aren't going to take any positive energy. You can't help those people. You got to just get rid of them. That's what I learned. MoveOn.com is what my dad used to say. MoveOn.com, just move on. So the weekly is attempting these cup and handles, attempting to find a tweezer bottom here. Hasn't, that will close in 3 days and 9 hours. You can find out when anything closes by right-clicking this, going to the, more settings? They hit it, labels. And going countdown to bar close. And that will tell you when the bars are going to close that you're looking at, whatever time frame. You're on the 4 hour, 3 hour, So you're looking for ARKM to bounce. I still own bags of it, so wow, right? This is crazy how low it got, 44 cents. And it's attempting to triple bottom here, really, double bottom. And it's very oversold. You would expect a bounce here. You're not buying the top. Again, it's high risk, high reward when it comes to these altcoins. For me, it's just DCAing in, all right? Lower vibes can mix with higher vibes without being triggered. Exactly. Like once you're high vibration, a low vibration can't come into your situation. See, I realized that. I was like, wow, when you live in on a high frequency, you don't have because when you're in between and you're trying to find yourself, you go in between high and low frequency. So then you attract low frequency people into your life. Then you have problems. You have girlfriends that are cheating on you, right? Because you couldn't pick up that they were low frequency because you were already living low frequency. When you're low frequency, when you don't take, let me explain. Back in the day, I was working a night shift. I knew I should get off the night shift and change my life, but I didn't. I still lived kind of a subpar life, took whatever I could, I was working, but I knew I wasn't pushing myself to the limit. I was comfortable. I was putting myself in a comfort place. It was comfortable to be where I was every day, right? Did Bitcoin bounce off that 10-minute? Oh no, I lost it. Now it's double bottoming here off of 107K. I would expect it to bounce right back to the top of the range now, right? We may get a signal now. So if the 1 minute can cross the 200 moving average and touch the 21, maybe a nice little scalp there later on today. That will be the signal, right? So what I do is I project my trades before they happen. I know exactly what I want to do. I want the Stokes to be low. I want price to touch the 21, and I want to be above the 200 moving average. If I get that here somewhere by 1:12:30, chance we do get the move. Bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder that broke back to the upside here for Bitcoin after that massive short liquidation, but they ate it right back up. All right. My girl has high frequency again. Send me a spot left this Sunday for your class. There is a spot left for the class. Jump on in today. You can pay in cryptocurrency. You can pay in PayPal. You can pay however you want. Let us know. All right. Go to cryptolifer.com or hit the link, actually. Let me get the link. Sean, can I get the link to class right now? It's below my videos, but I want the link to class so people can just go right to class and get it done. All right. Wow, I like this bounce for Bitcoin. We get back above the 200 moving average, there's a chance. Look at your 30 second. You probably got above the 5 second. You got above the 5 second. That was the beginning of the catalyst. The 5 second reversal. So you crossed the 5 second 200 moving average, you were gone. And you could back this on smaller or bigger. That's why this works on the weekly. That's why Tesla's about to explode. You see, on the daily, it's the same sauce. So if you back tested this if you back tested the 1 minute, you can basically trade the daily with it. All right. Okay. So we taught the stochastics RSI today. Okay, how to add the stochastics RSI. Go to the indicators, type in RSI. Go down to stochastics RSI with divergences, neobutane 2.1, and click on that. When you click on that, it'll add to your chart. That's why I have the divergences already there. It's telling you, oh, you're going to break down. Oh, you're going to break up. Again, I don't use them 100%, but they're definitely good backups to have, and they see things that sometimes I don't, or they both see what I see exactly at the same time. All right. I'm in Sarasota. Let's play pickleball. I don't live in Sarasota right now. Yeah. I'll be back in August. I take a 2.5 month hiatus from Florida every year and head back up to the East Coast, the Northeast. Yeah. Sarasota represent, which means I had to build 2 studios in both my houses. Crazy. But I built an even nicer studio here with a 32-inch curve monitor. I just went in on myself, man. I was like, man, you know what, Sam? You do this every day. You deserve to build yourself a cool ass spot. A cool night. Sorry. Ooh. Cool spot to trade. Sorry, I let it slip out there. So sorry. A cool, trying to think if I could, a cool aspiring spot. Yeah, I was saying a cool aspiring spot. I'm up north of you in B-Town. Awesome, man. Lifer is in SRQ. No. I'm nowhere. I don't live anywhere. All right. No one needs to know my actual locations. I'm just an enigma that travels around the world. Show us the JFK shirt. Oh, you guys want to see the JFK shirt? All right, I'll go get it. Sorry, it's in the wash. I can't find it. It's in the wash right now. All right, so I'll bring it. Maybe I'll wear it tonight, or I don't know. I'll do something. We'll do something fun with it. All right. But there's not any spot left on. There is no this Saturday. Sunday's different. Yeah, if you didn't know Sam was Superman, camera can't keep up. You guys are funny, man. 107.2 though. Wow, we're getting the bounce. This is getting interesting. I can like refocus here. So listen, we know what to do. We get back above the 200 moving average. We wait for the 21 to catch up. We're ready to go again. Dude, they really fought hard for 107,000 today. The Bears tried to break 107K, and it just did not happen. So I'm going to reassess the situation. If there's money to be made, I'm going to find it, and I'm going to execute and make it happen. So only a matter of time. I want to see that 21 catch above the 200, then we can get our move. The Lifer Gardner here, 1K, I could take care of that new property while you're in Florida. You'll come back to flowers all summer. Email us, cryptolifers@gmail. Take the boat across. Let's take you to lunch. Let's talk about it. Let's find out who you are. Email us right now. I like lifers taking care of my house way better than anybody else. They have more respect. They know who I am. And it's just completely different. They know my high level of standards. Like right now, I got a pool guy. Said he was going to show up on Monday. Didn't. Said he was going to show up on Wednesday. Didn't. You don't tell the lifer you're going to show up and not show up. You know what I mean? It's the worst thing you can do. I don't want to work with people that do that. Like I physically get ill when I have to work with people that don't do, especially businesses. Like this house to me is a business because it's an investment property, and that guy doesn't treat my business right. It gets me upset. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say the name of the company, but at one point I might, and tell everyone that I know not to touch it. They don't know. See, they don't know that. Funny too. They come. That's another thing. You have no idea whose house you're servicing. They don't know they're servicing a guy that has big influence that could say something and possibly hurt their business, right? They have no clue who I am. That's why you should never, ever tell a customer you're going to show up and not show up. Never do that. Everybody out here, if you have a pool business, carpenter business, I don't care what you have, say we're going to try to make it our best to get there, but we can't guarantee we'll be there today. Always give yourself an out. Remember, we talked about that earlier today. Never say you're going to, oh, yeah. Give yourself an out. You may not be able to make it. Something may happen. Understand? So, yeah, right now, I got a pool company that say they're going to show up 3 times now. It didn't do it. And it's a little weird. And so it makes you wonder, what's going on. All right. I also watched 100 videos how to clean a pool. I see them how to change your pool from green to clear in 24 to 36 hours. My pool's still filthy dirty. They didn't even. Then everyone says you got to scrub it first, then put the chemicals in because you want the stuff off the. I don't know, man. I do hardwood floors, John. You are always grinding. I see all the pictures of your floors. You are grinding all the time, man. You're amazing. Yeah. Cryptocurrency allows people without skill sets to come up. Also, no degree is required. You can have little education and invest in cryptos and catch a 500Z banger 100%. Look what happened to me. That's what I'm saying, man. If I might, I would recommend, in your case, to hire a general contractor, right? I'm a home inspector and couldn't imagine not showing up. I know, right? We miss you in Sarasota, brother. God bless you, man. I'll be back soon. Today I was really thinking about it. I was like, man, I miss Florida a lot. It's a good spot. But I'm in a beautiful place, surrounded by water and boats, and it's lovely here too. Look, this is setting up for a beautiful, that's my signal. There's a chance my signal plays out. It is on the 32nd, but we're also even more robust here on the 1 minute. Look for the 21 to come. Wow, that was a monster move back to the upside. And again, sometimes you can't catch every move. I'm so amazing. I do this all the time. I get pissed at I should have had that. I should have had that. You can't catch every move. Catch most of the moves. So right now we have a plan. We may scalp later on today in the next 10 minutes if this plays out. This is why you got to be in the trading group, because if I hit the scalp, you're not going to know about it. I can't sit here all day and scalp long, right? I got to turn autocorrect off. Oh, we put tons of shock in the pool, but they didn't even tell me how much shock they put in. So a lot of people work hard, but not everyone has made it or makes it for that matter. What's your input on that? Honestly, only the people that make it are the people that truly desire they have to make it, and nothing else can happen. And the universe will bend to that. But you have to basically tell yourself that there's nothing else. You have to be brought to ground zero. My parents got stripped. My channel got deleted. Everything was there. Before my parents died, my channel got deleted, but I was devastated. And I'd worked so hard, multiple businesses. I thought it was yet another failed business. After years of putting in the work, I thought my channel was gone. I was very depressed. It was one of the hardest nights of my life. I prayed to God. I said, God, this is what I want to do for sure. I said, there's nothing else I want more than this. Besides, you know, the health of my kids and my connection to God, I said my family. But besides that, man, I desire so much to do what I was doing. And, man, it all worked, man. Have you looked? I do have a salt-generated system. I'm going to be converting the pool to a salt-generated pool, but we have to get the pool back to break even first. Before you do that, you have to get the pool alkalinity and the pH to perfect. The people that make it just don't give up 100%. You will make it if you don't give up. See, people that don't make it just don't understand that concept, so they eventually give up, and they don't make it. The only people that make it are the people that don't give up. Over and over and over again. See, now we're above the 200 moving average. I could get in right now with the stop loss below here and just see if it rips. You know, that's another accurate signal there on Bitcoin on the 1 minute time frame. This is weak. So, see, that's why, again, yes, there was a beautiful reversal there. Did we bounce off any moving averages? No. 15 minute. Look, it was the 15 minute 200 MA. Again, we could have used the 15 minute for the reversal. Once that candle closed back above it, we get in, bounce, get the pump. So it was a 200 moving average on the 15 that played out. So like right here, they're likely going to liquidate the shorts now, right? So just put a stop right here and then you see how high you can get. 108.021. Stop at 107.064. I want to see the 21 touch, and then I'm going to execute. I'm going to watch this closely. If I make the trade, I'll let you guys know in the trading group. Go to cryptolifer.com if you want to find out more. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to see you there. All right. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Go to cryptolifer.com to find out more. All right. We love you. We appreciate you. And we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for everything. Remember, the secret to success. I researched all these different millionaires, multi-billionaires, people that made it, even school teachers that just love their job. It's not about the money. It's about execution. And you know what they said? The secret to success, every one of them had the same exact secret. You know what it was? It was getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. God bless everybody. I love you. Thank you so much for your viewership, your time, and your support. I'll see you tomorrow. Crypto Lifers for life. We're going to make it. God bless.